This is the one thing that Brandon Sanderson did to get published. And that one thing is revision. Of course, it takes a lot of hard work to get published, to write a book, to do all the steps to get traditionally published. And all those things are really important. But one thing that Brandon Sanderson said in his lectures is that revising his work and getting to the point where it was of the right quality was one of the most important things he did. He wrote 13 novels before he was published, and that was his 6th novel that was published. And of course, like I said, there's a lot of steps that lead to actually getting published with a traditional publisher. But what he did is that when he didn't revise his stories, when he just wrote them and turned them in to agents and editors and publishers and whatnot, didn't go anywhere. He had so many rejection letters. And of course, that is part of the process. I don't know anybody that gets published on their first try. I don't know of any author who did get published on their first try. But when you actually revise and improve, that's when you really start to see the success, because that's one of the most important parts of the process, is just working on it, making your stuff better. He also said that he finally started getting rejection letters that also had advice or just things that were more than just a rejection. Because I know a lot of indie authors or a lot of people who are querying to be traditionally published authors who don't even get rejection letters back. They just don't hear anything back ever. And so I'd say there's like 3 levels of getting those rejections, which is hearing nothing, getting a rejection, and then getting a rejection but with notes. And that's when you know you're starting to get really close. But revision is really important for both traditional and indie authors. If you're traditionally published, then revision is going to be your best friend to actually get the book up to quality. If you are indie and you're publishing just self-publishing, then revision is going to be your best friend to have a professional quality book. People can tell when a book is bad, or when something just doesn't fit, or maybe you didn't read the book out loud to see if it worked in the sense of like just the word flow and everything. And people can tell. Readers are more forgiving, but they still can tell, and it will affect how they feel about the story. And so if you don't do a lot of revision for whatever reasons, I would say the most important revising you can do, and I've mentioned this before, I've mentioned it in this video, is just rereading the story out loud. Either read it to somebody, read it to yourself, put it in a program so it can read it back to you, and then make edits that way. Because if you do that, it will help the story flow more and really help you just have a better sounding story. You can have other grammar problems, but just make sure you don't have typos and that your words flow really well. But yes, Brandon Sanderson said the one thing that really helped him the most is revision. And so if you want to get published, or if you want to have better quality stories when you are published as an indie author, definitely revise your stories, edit them, just make sure they are better. And just keep going on that process. So yeah, and if you haven't checked him out yet, check out his writing lectures. He is a professor at BYU Provo, and he just puts up his writing lectures for free on YouTube, and they are fantastic. He goes over basically the whole process of getting published, and also just how to make your books better. He really says, like, if you want to be the next Brandon Sanderson in the next 10 years, follow these steps. Of course, the industry is always changing. Things are different, but he is within like the indie publishing and traditional publishing space. And so if you want to learn at least the basics and get a good base knowledge of that, I would definitely say listen to those lectures. I'm going to link them in the description down below. I'm also going to link Brandon Sanderson's writing advice page, because that's where I get my ideas to make videos about him and things that I think people should know about. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like this video if you did like it. Comment what your favorite part was, or if you think revision is something useful, or how revising your stories has changed your view of it. And subscribe. I've changed my goal to now 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I feel like that's a little more reasonable, but also a pretty good goal, and leading towards that 1,000 subscriber goal. So thank you so much. I hope you have a great day.